Her heart skipped a beat as she unfolded the coupon, and she couldn't help but wonder if this was his way of saying more than just, "I care, thanks," she said softly, trying to keep the excitement from her voice. She set the book aside and leaned back in the chair, crossing her arms over her chest. "That's really sweet of you," he nodded, looking away shyly. "I thought maybe we could go there tomorrow, after work." Her stomach fluttered at the suggestion. It had been months since they had done anything just the two of them, outside of their usual hangouts with the group. "I'd like that," she said, trying to keep her voice even. They sat in the quiet for a few moments more, the only sound the distant hum of the city and the occasional car honk. Then, as if on cue, they both spoke at the same time. "I've been wanting to talk to you about something," he said, turning to face her. "Me too," she blurted out, her eyes wide with anticipation. They both laughed nervously, and she took a deep breath. "You go first." He rubbed the back of his neck, looking down at the floor. "Well," he began, "I've been feeling like, I don't know, like we're more than just friends." He paused, looking up at her with hope and fear in his eyes. "Do you feel the same way?" Her heart was pounding so loudly she was sure he could hear it. She took a moment to gather her thoughts, her mind racing with the implications of his words. "I do," she admitted, feeling the weight of the confession lift from her shoulders. "I've felt that way for a while now." The tension in the room shifted, becoming less about what was unsaid and more about what was finally being acknowledged. He reached for her hand, and she didn't pull away. Their fingers intertwined, and she felt a warmth spread through her entire body. "Really?" he asked, his voice barely a whisper. "Yes," she said, smiling. "Really?" He leaned in, and she could feel his breath on her face. It was a moment she had dreamed of for so long, but never dared to believe could be real. And then, their lips met. It was tentative at first, a question more than a declaration, but it grew into something more, something that sent waves of electricity down her spine. They pulled away, both a little breathless. "Does this mean?" she began, her voice trailing off. He nodded, smiling back. "It means we're not just friends anymore." The realization hit them both, and they leaned into each other, holding tightly. For the first time in a long time, the silence between them felt right, filled with the promise of a future that was no longer just a hope, but a possibility.